A good friend of mine, who also happens to be an entrepreneur here in Web3, recently 10x'd the size of his business in only 6 months by following one very simple strategy. This is the exact same strategy that I've used at Unfungible to build our business in a way where we are competing in an industry that has no competition. Through that, becoming number one in our niche. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what this strategy is and how you can use it today within your Web3 business. I've seen this strategy work across the board, no matter what type of business you have. Whether you have a product and are trying to acquire customers, have a token and are trying to acquire buyers, have an NFT and are trying to get people to PFP it, or have an agency and are trying to acquire customers. This fundamental business strategy will work for you. And by the way, if this is the first time we meet, I'm Leon Aboud, founder and CEO at Unfungible. We help brands grow and scale their presence in Web3. So if you are a Web3 business with over 10 employees and are looking to scale your brand, then feel free to reach out to us by applying on the form that you can find on our website, unfungible.xyz. And if you have less than 10 employees or might just be starting out with your Web3 business, then I make these videos for you for free to democratize access to all the secrets and information that you might need to crush it with your business in Web3. So let's get into it. The concept that we're going to be talking about that is going to help you separate yourself from the competition and stand out is called the Blue Ocean Strategy Framework. And it's actually a concept that is taught in business school, especially when people do MBAs. And it is directly from the book called Blue Ocean Strategy, which I've personally read in 2018 and I've since used through my entire entrepreneurship journey to help me build my businesses in a way that stands out. This is literally the book that I've used when working on Unfungible, the initial go-to market and positioning of Unfungible on the market. And the premise of the book is very simple. There are two types of markets that exist. The first one is called a red ocean, and the second one is called a blue ocean. According to the book, a red ocean is an industry that has a lot of different competing businesses, all competing for the limited attention and money of a certain consumer base. And what ends up happening if you are competing in a red ocean is that it oftentimes becomes a commoditized space where the cheaper ends up winning, and it becomes a race to whoever can offer the service for the cheaper, or whoever can offer the thing that you have for the best price. It's a commoditized industry that is super competitive, hence the term red ocean. It's filled with blood. A blue ocean is an ocean where there is no one but you in that entire market, therefore making the competition irrelevant. You have no competition to compete with. You have your own blue ocean. And this right here is the ultimate goal of every business. It is for them to create their own blue ocean and compete in a space where they have no competition. I mean, just sit here and think of it. The brand that you're trying to emulate. What is a brand that you look at right now, whether in Web3 or in Web2? You look at it and you're like, man, this is the blueprint that I want to follow. This is the results that I want to achieve. You're going to notice that most often these brands didn't outcompete the competition. Instead, they came in and they created their own new market. They were the first to go to market. Think of every chain that you use right now, every marketplace that you might use, perhaps the tokens that you've bought or the tools that you use in Web3, or even the NFT PFP that you might wear today. Bored Ape became Bored Ape because they were the first to position themselves as mainstream NFT. Azuki were the first because they were anime NFTs. Pudgy Penguins because they were the first IP play in crypto. These players created their own blue ocean. And you know that you have a blue ocean when someone else tries to enter your space and they end up being called a derivative of your project. That's the ultimate goal with your business. The next question now becomes, Leon, how do I build my own blue ocean? And that's where I'm going to break you the 4 steps that you need to build your own blue ocean. So how to build your own blue ocean? How to build. So what we're going to do here is we are going to draw what is called the blue ocean canvas, with the top being the level of intensity and the bottom being the different features that exist within your business that you're trying to work with. To illustrate the point, I'm going to give you the perfect blue ocean strategy business case study. This is a business case study that is used, that is always taught because it is a perfect reflection of how do you build your own blue ocean. And that example is that of Cirque du Soleil, or Circus of the Sun. Cirque du Soleil have completely revolutionized the circus industry. Before that, circuses were limited to clowns and elephants and just animals doing cool tricks. And Cirque du Soleil came in and they created something new for a new type of audience, for a more sophisticated audience, and they created something new and different. I, for example, I'm a huge fan of Cirque du Soleil. I absolutely love it. Anytime they are in the city or anytime I am in a city where Cirque du Soleil is performing, I have to go because they've created an experience that is so unique that I find myself wanting to go there every single time to experience it. Let's draw the canvas of the Cirque du Soleil. So at the bottom, what we're gonna do, we're gonna map out all the different features that the circus industry has. At the bottom, for example, a couple that we have is circus, stars, like celebrities. Then we have animals, animal shows. Then we have multiple arenas. And then we have humor. And then right here, the last one we're gonna put is price. So what is the price that they're charging at? Traditional circuses, which I'm gonna use the red color. So traditional circuses. So then for traditional circuses, it would be common for them to focus on having, the stars and having certain circus stars. For the animal shows, it was a big part of the circus experience. So right here, multiple arenas in terms of, you have here the lions, and then here you have the clown, and then over there you have the machines and all these things happening. So it was a pretty big part of the circus experience. Humor was also a big part of it, of every circus with the client. And then the price was very low. Circuses, you would pay like $10 to enter the circus, and that was it. So if we draw what the canvas would look like, it would look like something like this. Now here's where it gets very interesting. Let's use blue for Cirque du Soleil. What Cirque du Soleil did is they completely eliminated the circus stars. They no longer focused on advertising a show because they had one specific persona that would come through. So they completely eliminated the circus star. I'm gonna do this. Animal shows, completely removed animal shows. I've never seen a single animal in Cirque du Soleil. Multiple arenas, no multiple. There's one arena, there's one main stage, and that is all you're looking at. Humor is also a big part of the Cirque du Soleil. And then price, which they've increased right here. And that's where it gets very interesting. So what they did is that they eliminated all these specific criterias right here. And then here's what they did, and that's why I left this empty. What they did is that they added something new to the experience that no one has ever seen before. So what they've done, they've worked on the venues that they perform in. If you notice, Cirque du Soleil are always found in the best hotels, in the best venues in the world, in like monumental and historical buildings, for example. They've worked a lot on the venue. Then they've introduced storytelling. In traditional circuses, the concept of storytelling didn't exist. Then they've introduced music and performance and art. So music and art / performance. Their primary focus was on these things. So the venue became right here. Then the whole concept of Cirque du Soleil is storytelling and music and art performance. So when you draw the canvas for them, for Cirque du Soleil, that's what it looks like. It looks like something like this, and boom. All of a sudden, with this one exercise, you can notice how Cirque du Soleil was able to come in an industry that was very commoditized. It was very cheap. $10, you can take your family for a weekend to the circus. And all of a sudden, they created an experience for a new type of sophisticated audience with ticket prices that start in the hundreds of dollars sometimes. That is how they were able to create their own blue ocean. If you draw the exact same thing for all the brands that stood out, whether it's Starbucks, Airbnb, Uber, all these companies have one thing in common. They were able to take a very traditional canvas for the blue ocean, and they were able to create something that was entirely new. Now here's the exercise that you can do today to create your own blue ocean canvas. And it goes as following. What can you remove? Remove that is taken for granted. What can you reduce? What can you raise? And then what can you create? Just looking at this exercise, what can you remove that is taken for granted? Back in the days, animals were just synonymous with circus. Cirque du Soleil came in and they removed all of this. They removed the stars, they removed the animal shows, and then they removed the multiple arenas. What did they reduce? What they reduced is the importance of humor within the experience. For them, I don't go to Cirque du Soleil, for example, myself to laugh. It's part of it, but that's not the main focus point. While circuses, it's like synonymous, it's like the clown. People are there to go laugh. They raised the price and then they created these three new things, which are the venue, the storytelling, and the art and the music element of it. Let's do a fun exercise together. What we're gonna draw right now is the blue ocean canvas of Unfungible. So I'm gonna show you how is it that we stood out, the path and positioning that we've taken to stand out in the marketplace. And the product that I'm gonna be using for you to illustrate this point is that of our Founder Funnel Accelerator. It's a founder-led program that is still an invite only. So we do not serve this to anyone. It is only people within our network that we are currently working with on. However, I do want you to see how we thought through it when it comes to the blue ocean canvas. So let me draw all the different features that other agencies, so traditional Web3 agencies. And then here I'm going to use Unfungible. So the different features that most Web3 agencies focus on are influencer marketing. Then we have collaborations. We're going to go doing collaborations and give your access to your tokens or your pre-sale or all that to other communities. And then we're going to work on copywriting. Then we're going to work on strategy. And then we're going to do design for your brand. So a lot of agencies, they just redesign the whole packaging of the projects that they work with. And then price. So most agencies, a big part of their focus is the influencer marketing right here. So influencer marketing is kind of the core service of most agencies. Then we have collaborations that is here somewhere in the middle. And then strategy is somewhere around here. And then design is somewhere around here. And then price, most agencies, I will say it's about that range right here. So it's in the upper higher end. This is the blue ocean canvas or the red ocean canvas of traditional agencies. So on Unfungible, what we did for our Founder Funnel Accelerator, we removed everything. And by the way, we never used to do any influencer marketing. I never wanted to compete in any of these industries. So removed influencer, removed the collaboration, strategy. We do some strategy, but we have an established blueprint that we work on. Design, we somewhat focus on this, but this is not a big part of our offering. Then price is pretty close to what we have to other agencies. However, what we focus on primarily is the following. We created a new industry, which was founder-led marketing and then storytelling. These are the two niches that we created, that we started focusing on. It's a well-known common fact that the best performing Web3 brands are the ones that have a smart, sharp, charismatic, respected figure at the center of it. But no one was working on that. It was almost like a, it will come type of thing, but it never would. So we came in with this one product and we reverse engineered our entire strategy to focus on this. So the founder-led marketing, we don't touch brand accounts. We don't touch your brand. We don't touch collabs. We don't touch anything else. We focus on founder-led marketing and then storytelling, which is the positioning. What is a story? How do you become someone that is liked, that is likable, that has a cult-like following, that can rally the troops around you? That is something that we also work and focus on and give access to resources and courses to our clients. So if you draw the blue ocean canvas, that is what it looks like. That's how we were able to do it at Unfungible, to position ourselves by creating these two new things within the marketplace. Honestly, I can keep going on and on and on. There are so many great case studies, especially here in Web3, of businesses that were able to use the Blue Ocean framework and apply it to become number one. But what I will do is instead I will let you map it out. And the exercise is very simple, as you've seen. You draw the Blue Ocean canvas with the different features that people have, and then you ask yourself, what can I remove? What can I reduce? What can I raise? And what can I create? And this is how you're gonna put in action and put in motion something that you've just learned that is going to serve your business today. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm Leon Aboud. It was a great pleasure sharing this time together. Make sure we are connected on X together at @LeonAboud_, and I shall see you in the very next video. Have a good one. Cheers.